Alright, this will be a video on how to assemble a complete gearbox. Okay, let's get started. First thing you want to do is you want to take some kind of, preferably I use motor oil, just because, you know, it's meant for mechanical gears, and so just oil the inside of your gearbox. You make sure you get oil everywhere. This is your piston. I have a full metal, I think it's Systema, I can't remember. Take in here, take some oil, go down inside of there. Make sure you get it nice and oiled. Make sure you get this nice and oiled too, especially on the teeth, because you don't want the teeth to wear very much. They'll wear eventually, but you don't want them to wear a lot. You know, it's like you fire it 6 times, and now you like use a couple games, and you gotta replace the piston. Slide your piston into your piston cylinder. Make sure it's seated. Check your seal. Like, there's no air coming out of mine, unless I let go of it. Move around a little bit, get the grease going. Alright, next thing, you're going to want to take your tappet plate. This is just an old tappet plate. The one in here broke. I just had 1 second. Oh, is that it? No, that is not a JG air nozzle. Crap, give me a second. Okay, found it. Rolled off the table. Almost rolled off the table. You want to take, this, just for a little bit of seal, a little grease in there. You want to put it on the ridges of the tablet, what the ridges are. And you want to come over here, just take a little bit, go around that, slide it in. Should be nice and smooth when you do it. Alright, then take your carrying spring, press down where there'll be a little pin sticking up. Press down on that, and press it down on that. Well, first you can make sure everything sits. Put that to the side. Then you want to start on your gears. Take the middle gear. I don't know if it's like a pinion gear or something, and oil it nice and oiled. You don't want to hear grinding, and you don't have it oiled really well. See how quiet that is? It's spinning freely. I'm actually using who makes them? I forgot who made them. Sorry, they're VFC self-shimming. So that's the only reason I use them. They're self-shimming. They're perfect shim. Make sure it spins real free. You don't want to hear no grinding noise. Let me pull that one off. This thing popped out. Give me a second. You want to take your anti-reversal latch. You want to take your anti-reversal latch. You want to put it in. This might be a 2-part video by the time I'm done, because stuff takes forever. You have to put a little oil around that so it slides. Make sure so it locks pretty good. Alright. Then you want to take the gear that'll grab onto the piston. Actually, one thing I've done, where's my dummy file, is I'll sit there and I'll take this, and I'll go over I've already done it, but I made them just a little bit. I've sat there and I've grinded this down just a hair, you know, just to make it, because it does help it a little bit. You want to sit here, oil up that gear, shake it between the gears. Then you want to put it with the flat part facing towards the electrical system that I've already put in, so it takes forever to put in, and piston, because then you won't be able to get the piston in and it won't work right until you do it that way. Alright, so all the gears are in. Next thing you want to do is take the other bearings, get some oil on them, go to the other side of your gearbox and just oil the other side of your gearbox where all the gears go, where everything is, to make sure it glides nice and smooth. Especially with the tab of Legos, because I've seen a tab of Lego where the edges are wore down like crazy. Get that nice and oiled. And you want to take these and pop them in. Just like that. You want to take a little bit of oil and dab it on each one. Make sure they stay oiled. Alright, next thing. You're going to take your spring, slide it into the back of your piston. Hook that piece we talked about earlier, that spring on. So pull your piston and pull all the set back. It's a whole lot easier when oops, popped off. Yeah. It's actually a whole lot easier when you're not talking, so I'm going to shut up. It would help if I would lay it down, you know. But first off, thing you want to do, you want to make sure that your piston is set exactly like it's supposed to be. Because after that, it's going to be pretty hard to set in. It's easier when you put the spring in. There you go. You'll hear that, and you know, just make sure you have everything set where. Press everything down. You know, check, make sure it functions. Make sure everything functions. Just like the springs about to pop off. So take it, pull it, press it down. Alright. Check your piston, make sure it's set in perfectly. Slide your piston back every now and then. You know, just slide it back a couple times. Make sure everything's nice and smooth, not hitting anything it's not supposed to hit. Make sure your electrical doesn't lock up, because I've had that happen plenty of times. You take your spring, you know, loosen it, stretch it, whatever you need to do. Just make sure it keeps it nice and taut. You want to take, everybody calls this a spring guide. I just call it the spring block, because it just keeps it from, you know, slamming up against the back of the gearbox. And it's actually the length of the piston for a reason. What you want to do though, you don't want to push it in like that. You want to keep it halfway out. You'll see in a second when I'm done. Alright, I'm going to go to this gearbox real quick. There's a little bit of slack around there. Make sure I got it. Now, what you really want to do, oh, I forgot the trigger. But they don't have the trigger. This is a really, really hard part, putting the trigger on. You know, I usually pay somebody to put the trigger on for me. I'll do everything else but the trigger. But I'll do it just for you in the video, because I love you. Whoever's watching it, I don't even know who's watching. Now, when I'm talking about this, I usually play CQB, and because Blackstone closed it down. And just like, tell me what you think about CQB. I don't really, like, I'm not gonna be mad at your opinion or anything. It's just, you know, like, it's mostly little kids, and I don't like that. I'm not rambling on. You want to make sure it's all centered even before you. Alright? I use the back of a dummy file because it's nice and pointed to slap that gearbox together. In one, oh, they fell out, so I have to pull the gearbox back apart. Whoops, something popped away. And now the trigger pops out. Where did they go? No, there they are. Duh. Whatever, I'll just sit them on there. I'll cheat. Alright, we'll take that one there, that one there. Now this tablet plate's being an ass. It's not going down like it's supposed to. How long is this video already? It's already 11 minutes. God damn. This is going to be a 2-part video. Alright. Now we're all put back in. Sure the front is perfectly aligned. Pop the front down. Stupid fucking trigger. Goddamn trigger! And that's how you assemble your gearbox.